Alright, so check it out. I gotta finish my newsprint art. This is what I call newsprint art. It's just newspapers. I just draw my graffiti. Sometimes my Aztec art on. It's basically just my letters on an image that I saw or that I think stands out, and this one's just a lady. I thought she looked pretty hot on there. So I guess the story's about real estate or something. But the image is what stood out, and I did my graffiti style letters. Tsel. 4 letters. Tsel. I colored them in solid colors. Now I'm just gonna outline it and add more like little bits and doodads just to make it stand out, and pretty much see how it comes out when it's complete. It's the first time I'm doing this video, so really don't know how it's gonna go. See if we can get to it. So here are the colors that I'm using. Right, simple colors. I might be using color markers maybe later on. Here's other markers. I got the Deco, the original Uni paintballs, kind of the ones that I like. Then you got your standard Sharpie markers that the novice artist, graffiti writer, all those that kind of create art on paper use, and kind of what I like to use too. And then also the Posca is the newest one that people like to use. They all do the same thing. They all have ink, different colors. Some come out better than others. I'm not really, I don't really pick one more than another. Obviously, these 4 and many more that are out there do the job. As you can see, this is paper, thin stuff. It can rip and with nothing of these. So you got to really be careful how you're using these markers and kind of the look you're going for. My look is just kind of to finish the entire piece just with color and, you know, add whatever I think would stand out as my lettering. So just to give you an example, I'm going to outline these letters already. A lot of people don't like, I use sometimes this standard Sharpie. What a lot of people don't like is the traditional outlining a graffiti piece in black. That doesn't matter to me. It's just kind of one of the colors that's just, it's beautiful when it comes out. So I always use it. Some people don't. Some people don't even use the color black when in their graffiti art or any kind of art. It's fine. Each artist is different. They all do different things. They create art in different ways. So this is how I kind of outline it, kind of like this. This is kind of a used Sharpie. It doesn't have a fine point because it's been used. I could go for a thinner one, but then what's going to happen, I know from experience, is that I'm just going to outline it again. And that to me is just double the work. Why would you want to do double the work when just one solid line does it? See? Real easy, simple. I kind of don't have the best lighting. I'm doing the best with the lighting that I have. As you can see, I'm no expert here. I'm just an amateur graffiti artist drawing on paper. Newsprint, I call it newsprint art. How long have I been doing this particular style of art? I've been doing newsprint art for about 20 years now, 21 years. I got the idea when I started noticing all these images from the Iraq War in New York Times, Wall Street Journal, the Chicago Sun-Times, Chicago Tribune, the New York Post, the USA Today, Financial Times, whichever one had a powerful image. Kind of used those for my art. So as you could see, kind of did the T already. Simple outline. See that? Now what you could do with this, obviously, you can come back with the colors you originally used, like I used this yellow. You can always come back and, you know, the opposite side of where you put that yellow, you can always put little, I say dots, squares, or whatever you want to call them. Bubbles. So I'll put some here, like that, like that. Maybe a nice big one here. You could probably do this before you add the black. You know, you can continue on. But, you know, nothing wrong with just doing it afterward. You can always kind of touch it up with your Sharpies. And again, you can do other little lines, maybe kind of like this, right? Just to get some of this stuff on here to make it stand out. See that? Now you're adding little elements. And you can go on and on. Like for example, you can probably go in the bottom. Got my color, my Prismacolor pencil. But this is one of my favorite pencils, Prismacolor. Like right here, I can see that I can probably use a shade. Probably needs one. So I'll probably have it pop out like that here. Right here in the corner. And then if, you know, you want to, you can make it like it's lightning coming out. Kind of like that. Maybe here too. Just make it pop out a little. Like it's a little drop shadow in the back. Once again, you can do lightning cracks or whatever you want to add to it. Okay, a little shading. Goes a long way. You can also do it within the letters. You can probably do that later on. Because what happens when I start putting all these shadows within the inside, then it just all becomes just too dark. Alright, that's the start. As you can see, yeah, let's keep going. See if I can use a thinner Sharpie, or maybe a newer one. A newer one kind of, still. Here's the thinnest ones, those thin Sharpies. This is what I mean when you outline. Let's see this little S. When you outline it, you got to do several lines. You might get a thinner line if that's what you want. If it makes you happy, go for it. But as you can see, I keep going back and forth. Kind of don't like that. I kind of want to do that one solid line. Let's see if I can back this up. Looks like I'm all crazy everywhere. I just like to do one solid line, just get it over with. I don't like to do that back and forth outline. Kind of like that. Yeah, buddy. What I usually do is once I'm sitting here drawing in my studio, I'll probably play some music, maybe watch a movie in the background. You know, get that. As many artists have your scene, your momentum. You're creating. Well, I'm just kind of concentrating on this stuff. We were talking and drawing at the same time, but it could be done. You chew bubblegum and walk. Kind of like that, right? Come back with the black. Add a little bit here, maybe here. Again, you got to do it real slow because what's happened in the last 20 years since I've been drawing these newsprints, the newspaper has gone really thin. The cost of this paper is, you know, nobody buys newspapers anymore. These are relics. Nobody reads newspapers anymore. They're on their phone, getting the news. So the quality of these newspapers has just gone down. This is like, I mean, it's not like it used to be before. Newspapers were real thick. It had this really nice quality to it. That's gone out the window. This is real thin stuff. It's just because nobody buys newspapers anymore. It's kind of sad. I grew up on newspapers. I got my news from the newspapers. You know, we came out as graffiti artists. We came out in a newspaper, so we always wanted, you know, see ourselves or our art like that in newspapers. So let's see if I can get another Sharpie. This one, still they're pretty dull. Oh, this is so far so good. Let's keep talking. So what have I learned in 40 years of doing American graffiti? Patience. I don't know. It's a jungle out there with this kind of art and this genre, especially living in the city of Chicago and what that brings with. Remember, American graffiti is a non-sanctioned, non-governed genre of art created by kids for kids in the streets of New York and Philadelphia. So there is no governing body. There is no actual constitution, rules, laws. This is just basically learning to recreate the alphabet in your own style. Pretty much what graffiti is, lettering and design is all about. Graffiti tagging and graffiti bombing and doing all that stuff on the trains, buses, walls, and whatever you want to put your name on. That's a whole different animal. That in particular is a the tagging is to get your name up. Your tag name, as you can see, my graffiti name is Tsel, Tsel. I've had this graffiti name since 1986. I just thought it was funny. It's different. Nobody has it. You don't want bump into another graffiti writer with the same name. I found this name in a newspaper. I mean, in a dictionary. It's a different spelling, but I broke it down to make it suitable to my liking. And what I found is it's an interesting name. It's pretty goofy. So we're rounding a corner of designing, finishing up this Tsel graffiti design, this piece, this little outline on the newspaper. Like that. Again, a lot of people don't like using black. Hey, to each his own. If you don't like it, you can always use a white, use red, a blue to outline it. Some people have their own particular colors they keep going to. I keep going to black because it's a Chicago thing, I think, maybe. My thing was always to carry a black can of spray paint whenever you go do a piece, because you just never know where you're going to use it, and probably 9 times out of 10 you're going to get that can out and use it on your piece some way, somehow. Alright, so now I'm adding this little drop shadow on the inside of the piece, kind of like in some areas, some corners. They don't have to be in an exact place. You kind of find where you think it's going to fall. It's going to make sense to you. You as a graffiti artist, as an artist, you pick and choose where your creation is going to fall. Nobody tells you the rules of where and how you should create your art. You kind of make it on as you go along. That's kind of what I do. What I do too when I draw a lot of graffiti art, and just art in general, is kind of, I already see it on paper, and I just got to get it out. It's kind of how I see it. My graffiti piece was already on this newspaper. All I had to do was just, get it out. And again, I chose this picture from the Chicago Sun-Times real estate section because it stood out. Lady just chilling out in the middle of the street, showing off something about some building or some housing somewhere in the country. Alright, let's go add colors now on the inside like we did to our T. Going ahead and do it to our S. Just do bubbles, random bubbles, letter E. Again, I'm trying not to touch the same area that the color is in. Like, I don't want to do it in the same color that this color is. You always got to make sure you change them up. And you can probably even put them right next to each other. Like overlapping each bubble. It's fine. You can do that. It makes you happy. Could you have more than enough bubbles? Sure. You can overload them with too many bubbles and they'll look goofy, but you can always clean them up. You can always change them. You can always fix it. When it comes to art, I always think you can always fix it. There's not just one solution, and then that's it. And like, oh, that's it. I messed up. Ball it up, and then that's it. We'll start over. There's no way I can start over. Look what I've done. I can't start over. It's a progress. It's you know what I mean. It doesn't mean that it's done. And if you make a small mistake, just change it around. Don't be afraid. What art is all about. You make it. You create it. You change it. I think that's enough bubbles. So as you can see, I think I'm done. You know, I don't know if I explained enough of what I do, how I do these particular pieces. The only last thing I do is sign my name. Try not to use the same colors, and I usually try to put my name on the lower right hand corner, but because it's kind of small and there's more space on the left hand side, probably put my name here. Probably use this purple Posca paint marker to put my name. And anytime I write my name too, I always sign my name with my real name in every piece I do, just because it's commonality among my pieces, and then the date. And that's when I know that this piece is done. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you like it. If you want me to do more, let me know. I can always switch it around. Kind of what it looks like in the final piece. Again, paint markers on newspaper. It's your boy Tsel. Talk to you later.